The land rises in silence long before the sun stirs. A vast blackened wilderness stretches to every horizon, carved from fire, reshaped by time and still trembling with memory. In the Icelandic Highlands, the world feels unfinished, raw, fractured, molten underneath. Here the earth speaks in heat, and everything listens. Wind drags across volcanic plains carrying the scent of sulfur and ancient ash. It whispers through obsidian shards scattered like broken glass from an old cosmic accident. Beneath the crust, magma pulses, slow, deep, alive, like the heartbeat of a sleeping titan. The ground is cold to the touch, yet the story beneath it burns. This is a battlefield where the planet once bled fire, where the Laki fissures tore open in 1783, spilling lava for 8 unbroken months. The scars are still here, ragged, violent, impossible. Giant black rivers frozen mid-flow, as if time stopped in the middle of an eruption. The landscape holds the memory of that catastrophe, like an old wound that never healed. The light changes quickly. Clouds smother the sun, then break open again, revealing a palette of ash grey, moss green, and fiery red. The colours shift like the moods of the land itself, a place where creation and destruction share the same breath. Steam rises through cracks in the earth, carrying the warm breath of the underworld. The vapour twists into ghostly shapes, clinging to the rocks before vanishing into cold air. Every step forward is a step across a threshold, between life and lifelessness, between the surface world and something deeper, older, more elemental. Here, rivers cut through volcanic deserts like silver threads. They run cold and clear, born from glaciers miles away, weaving through a land that should have swallowed them. The paradox is striking, water and fire locked in a perpetual dance, shaping and reshaping one another. Meltwater streams carve their way through charcoal black sands, turning the ground into a living canvas of shifting lines and temporary patterns. High above, towering ridges rise like the backs of ancient leviathans. Their sides are streaked with colours only fire can paint: iron reds, sulphur yellows, mineral blues. The mountains look alive, as if they might shake off the dust and move. At their feet lies a silence so complete it feels sacred. A silence built not from absence but from awe. Far in the distance, a rumble. It could be thunder, or something beneath the crust rolling over in its sleep. The highlands sit on the edge of 2 continental plates that drift apart year after year, tearing the earth open like pages of a book still being written. This is where continents split, where the planet grows, where the interior reveals itself without shame. The air tastes metallic, sharp, almost electric. The ground is cracked and uneven, cooled into serpentine textures and jagged waves. Each formation a frozen memory of a moment when rock flowed like water. Some surfaces are smooth as polished stone, others are rough enough to tear through boots. This is no place for the unprepared. Nature here tolerates no weakness. A solitary Arctic fox appears along a ridge, a pale streak of motion against the dark terrain. Its paws move silently over hardened lava. It stops, listens, then vanishes into a maze of boulders. Life here survives by reading the land like scripture, by moving lightly over a world that shifts without warning. The sky opens again, revealing a sun that glints off volcanic cones rising like pyramids of ash. Their slopes crumble at the slightest touch, each pebble a remnant of a violent eruption long past. The cones stand like sentinels guarding a forbidden kingdom, monuments to the Earth's most chaotic artistry. Wind rips across the plains, lifting dust in swirling spirals. The grains sting the skin, carrying fragments of history, microscopic shards of eruptions so ancient their stories have no witnesses. The land wears these memories openly, unburdened by time. It remains what it has always been, wild, defiant, untamed. A fissure runs across the horizon, straight and merciless. It stretches for miles, a scar carved by the planet's internal convulsions. Standing at its edge, the world seems split in two. You can feel the depth even without seeing it. A vast, cold breath rises from below. It reminds you that what lies beneath the crust is not empty. It is endless. Cloud shadows race across the landscape, swallowing mountains whole and then releasing them again. Light and darkness chase each other across the volcanic desert, turning everything into a moving painting. The drama of the sky rivals the drama of the land. In the distance, fumaroles hiss like angry serpents. Steam explodes upward in sudden bursts, carrying the scent of minerals and a heat that feels unnatural in this cold air. Standing near them is like standing at the threshold of a world beneath this one, a reminder that the crust is thin, fragile, temporary. Overhead, birds circle in wide, deliberate arcs, fulmars, ravens and skuas gliding on invisible currents. They scan the ground with knowing eyes, reading a landscape that shifts between life and barrenness. Even they seem cautious, as if respecting the power simmering underfoot. Travelling deeper, the land begins to rise. The base of the highlands becomes a staircase of basalt columns, geometric, orderly, impossibly precise. They rise from the ground like the organ pipes of some ancient cathedral, forged by lava instead of hands. Their formation is a lesson in cooling rock, in patience, in the quiet mathematics of nature. Above the columns, the ground swells into rolling hills carpeted in neon green moss. The colour is so bright it looks unreal, an emerald blanket draped over a land forged in darkness. The moss thrives only here, where volcanic minerals and cold rainwater create a rare sanctuary for life. Touching it feels like touching living velvet. It is soft, cool, impossibly vibrant against the black stone. Then the land shifts again. Moss gives way to sand, sand to jagged basalt, basalt to cracked lava flows stretching farther than the eye can see. This is the paradox of the highlands. Every few steps the world becomes something new, a living map of Earth's creativity and cruelty. You move toward the Laki craters where the largest eruption in Icelandic history began. Even now, centuries later, the ground feels unsettled. The craters look like giant wounds, punched into the surface by fire from below. Their edges crumble beneath your feet, dropping into a darkness so complete it feels bottomless. Warm air rises from certain vents, carrying faint tremors, like whispered reminders that the story is not over. The magma chambers beneath this land still churn, still shift, still prepare for the next rewrite of the landscape. In the highlands, everything is temporary. Even the mountains are negotiable. As night approaches, the temperature drops sharply. Winds slice through the air, carrying grains of ash that glitter like black snow. Shadows consume the ridges. The land darkens into a silhouette of knife-like shapes and hollow basins. Yet even in darkness, the fire beneath the crust makes itself known. The ground hums, the air vibrates, the silence feels charged. The sky becomes a moving ocean of clouds, illuminated from within by lightning flickering in distant storms. For a moment, the landscape glows, massive, desolate, awe-inspiring. The ridges look like the spines of ancient beasts. The volcanic plains resemble frozen seas of black waves. Then, as if the land wants to reveal one last secret, the clouds break. A window of stars appears, sharp, cold, infinite. They hover above the dark earth, reflecting faintly off the obsidian flows, turning the ground into a glittering sheet of cosmic fragments. The highlands feel like the surface of another planet, or the beginning of this one. Here, in the heart of Iceland's volcanic wilderness, the world is stripped of its illusions. Life clings where it can, dies where it must, and adapts in silence. The earth builds and destroys in equal measure, and we stand as witnesses to a story older than our species, older than memory, older than myth. A cold wind sweeps across the plains again, carrying with it a truth the land has whispered for centuries. Creation is never gentle, growth is never quiet, and beauty is often born from the places no one dares to enter. The fire mountains stretch on, unending, untamed, unbroken, a masterpiece sculpted by violence, preserved by solitude, and revered by those who understand that some parts of the world are not meant to be conquered, only observed. And as the night deepens, the land settles into silence once more, a silence that feels like the earth exhaling, resting, dreaming. Beneath your feet, the magma still moves, slow and certain, shaping the world inch by inch. In this forgotten battlefield of fire, one truth lingers long after you leave. The Earth is alive, and it remembers everything.